Hey everyone, it's Jason. Today I'm going to go through a couple Keyforge Call of the Archons decks. So I did a previous video where I went over the two decks that were in every of the base set starter set. All the rest of the decks are random, so each deck is going to have a different name and type and everything. So there's going to be cards in each deck. From deck to deck, they might be the same, but two decks 100% from top card to bottom card will be the same. So I'm just gonna go through a couple of these, just so you can see what I got. I'm not in the previous video. I did kind of explain some of the rules and what things did. So I'm not gonna go through too much of that today. Just gonna kind of go through the decks. So our first deck here, which is back. We have Mrs. Anixicale, the Frivolous Athena. And we have Mars, Gis, and Shadow. I am not going to show you the deck listing just because it has a QR code. And I don't want to have everyone having access to that. Alright, so we have Urchin, Silvertooth, so these are thiefy characters. Naughty Thief. I'm not going to sit here and read through every one of them. If you'd like to know what each card does, just pause the video quick. Subtle Maul. This is a artifact weapon. Skeleton Key. Another item. A friendly creature captures 1 amber. Skeleton sold separately. Location: your opponent must pay you 1 amber in order to play an artifact. So that could be a hit or miss depending on what you're playing. Poison Wave. This guy is actually one of the other characters on a different card. That's kind of cool. Pawn Sacrifice. Missima. Your opponent skips before the key step on the next turn. So this could definitely be worth playing if you want to take that one extra advantage of them winning. Because they could have 20 things, but they still can't forge it. They skip that step. Hidden Stash. Ghostly Hand. Play if your opponent has exactly 1 steal it. So that's not too great, but you also get 2 extra for yourself. Alright, now we're going to play Mars. If you watched my first video, this is the only set that we didn't have any characters from. So these are your alien type creatures. Zorg, enter stun, but before a fight you can stun the creature he fights and each of that creature's neighbors. So even if he doesn't win. These are unpronounceable names. Yixzo, the Dominator. This is a robot. These guys are powerful, but they do come into play stunned. Usually Ixo, I'm not sure. Marauder is a Martian soldier. Gets 1 for each counter on it, and he captures it. This is where the capturing is really nice because you actually just can put it on there. Ulix is a zookeeper. Couple of those. Euclid Megamouth. His fight and reap skills are use a friendly non-Mars creature. So I kind of like that they did slash instead of having it fight and then reap. Elusive Action Mind Warper. The Grabber Jammer. Your opponent's keys cost +1, so you get a couple of these out. At least makes it nothing else to make a static target. So this has Omni on it. This is a custom virus. So the keyword Omni lets you play this ability at any time. Your turn, your opponent's turn. If you have a different house, it doesn't matter. So it's kind of like a end-all be-all effect that you can use whenever. So you can sacrifice this to purge a creature from your hand. Purging is basically like removing it from the game. To destroy each creature that shows a trait with that purged creature. So that could be, if you said artifact, weapon, human, whatever. So phosphorus stars. Each non-Mars creature gains 2 chains. Chains was the other thing I did not go over in the first video. I forgot about because I didn't bring any cards. Basically, what chains do are they let you play more powerful cards, but there's a little token thing that comes with their game. As you gain more chains, the higher your number is, the less cards you get to draw each turn. So if you're playing too many powerful cards in a row, your chains are going to get higher and higher, and you're going to actually get to draw less cards each turn. And then every turn, that chain counter can start dropping down, and eventually you'll get to draw more cards if you let it cool off a bit. So it's just a way to keep people from playing too many powerful cards right in a row. Because then they're, oh, I got a really awesome turn, but then the next turn maybe they only get to draw 2 or 3 cards, depending on how deep their chain went or how many they played in a row. Choose a house, reveal the opponent's hand, discard each creature of that house revealed this way. A couple of those deep probes, and now we have some more discs, which are the black mana type creatures. You must lose 3 amber in order to play True Baru. He has taunt, but when he's destroyed you gain 5. So this is a rare card. As I mentioned in the other video, there are some cards that are rare. Stealer of Souls. You purge a creature. You kind of, again, you can see all these cards. Each house works very well with itself, but they kind of mix together. Gabos Longarm. Poltergeist. Using artifact controlled by any players of yours, then destroy that artifact. Tendrils of Pain. Deal 1 damage to each creature. Deal an additional 3 damage to each creature if your opponent forged a key on their previous turn. But again, remember, each creature means yours as well. But you could use out that one guy that says when he's destroyed you gain 5. Or maybe if your opponent had just wiped out all your creatures on the previous turn, there you go. Destroy creature is not on a flank, except they're hiding a guy in the middle somewhere. Destroy each creature and gain 3 chains. So again, you played this, and this set comes with 2 of these. You play both these back to back turns. You could end up having too many chains, and you might have to draw less cards, which could give your opponent a little bit more of an advantage. Return enemy creature to its owner's hand. Another fear. And control the weak. Choose a house on your opponent's identity card. Your opponent must choose that house as their active house on their next turn. And your identity cards are these guys right here. So, example, if someone was playing that against me, they could choose Mars. I would have to take Mars next turn. That could mean I have all Mars cards in my hand, or I have no Mars cards in my hand and none on the field. That could be really bad for me. Alright, so we're going to go through deck number 2. I have 3 decks from the first set, so I'm just going to go through all 3 of them. My identity card for this set. Vigstein, Devoted Scholar and Expert. So this is going to be a Sanctum, Brobnar, and Logos. So basically white magic, light cards, fire magic, and tech, which is sort of like blue. Again, I'm not going to show you the deck list just because it has that QR code. But let's see what we got here. For our Sanctum, we have a Staunch Knight, Sergeant Zakio, Lord Golgothia. I'm going to mess up. This guy's a Night Spirit. And I always show like the name of the deck down here. So if you ever get these cards mixed up, oh, it's that deck. Besides the fact that, they're all obviously on the back as well. But that way, if you're looking at them at the front, you can tell whose card belongs to who. Because, again, both players could have the same card. Neighbor and get 2 armor. It's kind of cool. Bulwark. The Gorm of Ohm. Omni sacrifices to destroy an artifact. Play, choose Tendrils, Terms of Redress. A second one. One straight against many. Ready and fight with a friendly creature 3 times. Each time against different enemy creature. Resolve these fights 1 at a time. So if you're a really powerful guy, you can take out a bunch of weak guys. Doorstep to Heaven. Each player with 6 or more is reduced to 5. Blinding Light. Stun a creature of that house. And then now we're to Logos. The tech. Transposition Sangos. It's just an upgrade card. Goes on a creature. Gains action. Swap this creature with another friendly creature on the battle line. You may use that other creature this turn. Quickseal the Adventurer. I mentioned in the other decks that he was one of these cards. He's got Skirmish. So when you use this creature to fight, it deals no damage in return. Like ranged, essentially. Dr. Escortia. You notice some of these are the same as the ones from the first set. There's only so many different cards for each one. Location draw a card. The Library of Babel. Reference to Library of Alexandria from Magic. Action, destroy a damaged creature. Fogify. Your opponent cannot use creatures to fight on their next turn. Effervescent Principles. Each player loses half of their Ember, and then you gain a chain. Now we're on to the Brobnar. I don't like that word. It's so hard to pronounce for me. For some dumb reason. Giant Aegis. Stun a creature. Smash. Mugwump. So this is after an enemy creature is destroyed fighting Mugwump, fully heal Mugwump and give it a +1 counter. So this guy basically, you need to kill him in 1 turn or he's just going to keep getting stronger. Headhunter. Earthshaker. Valgar. Gauntlets of Command. A Tremor, stun a creature and each of its neighbors. Anger, ready and fight with a creature. And a last Anger. Alright. That was Vivenstein, Devoted School Expert. I don't think the names really have anything to do like trying to describe the deck necessarily. I think it's just randomly generated based on their different colors that you have. The different houses. So here we had a yellow one, we had a blue one, and now we're going to get a purple one called Procy, Eater of the Acute Foundry. Which is Dis, Untamed, and Shadows. This could possibly be the deck I would like to play as, because I think those 3 sets are kind of cool houses. Way of the Bear gains 2 Assault. So Assault is before this creature attacks, deal 2 damage to the attacked enemy. So it's like a first strike type ability. Hunting Witch. Niffleape. The Murmook. Your opponent's keys cost +1 to play. You get both of those guys out. That could make it a lot more difficult for an opponent. The Ancient Bear has Assault 2. Nepphane Seed. Word of Returning. Deal 1 damage to each creature for each amber on it. Return all those creatures to your pool. All the amber from those creatures to your pool. Save the pack. Destroy each damaged creature and gain a chain. A regrowth. Lost in the Woods. Cooperative Hunting. Now we're on to the Shadows. We have a Duskrunner upgrade. Creature gains Reap, steal 1. Another Urchin. Umbra. Dodger. Macus Asp. This guy seems kind of cool. He has Skirmish. When you use this creature, deals no damage in return. And Poison. Any damage dealt by this creature's power during a fight destroys the damaged creature. So it's basically like Death Touch. This is a guy you don't want to fight, because not only can he kill anybody he attacks, he also doesn't take damage. This is the Staining artifact. Skip your Forge a Step key. You get all amber spent by your opponent when forging keys. Action, sacrifice the Sting. So basically you drop this down, hope your opponent forges a key. Boom, now you have all 6 of those, and then on your next turn, turn or 2 later, you can go ahead and get that. Skeleton Key. Poison Wave. Pawing Sacrifice. Nerve Blast. Missima. Alright, now we're on to Dis. So Sergeant Zakio. Toxin. Spelled a little bit different. Another Toxin. Schuler. If your opponent has Spore March, steal 1. Drumble. If your opponent has 7 or more, capture all of it. Now remember, capture puts it on the guy. If he dies, they get it back. Stealing gets it to your own pile. So this basically is a temporary way until they try and defeat them. But the upside is that means if you do that, you take all 7. So if they don't defeat it, that means at the beginning of their turn, they won't have that 7, so they can't forge a key. They'll basically have to focus their efforts to destroy that guy. Same thing here, you can capture 3. Then they're going to want to focus their efforts on destroying him, versus maybe getting rid of somebody else that's also causing them damage. So it's kind of where that strategy comes in. So this is a new term that we haven't come across yet. Library of the Damned. It's archive a card. So what archiving does is it lets you take a card from your hand, set it aside. You can look at your archive pile at any point, but then during your turn, you can pick up all your Archon after you pick your house. Whether it's after you pick your house, before you pick your house, I don't remember. You can pick up all your archived cards, put them in your hand. So all of a sudden your hand could go from 6 to like 12 in one turn. But you're still forced to stick on your houses. So if you're only archiving one card type, you could have a really good turn later on. But if you've been archiving like several different cards, then you can't. But the only way to archive a card is with a card option. Action keys cost 3 during your opponent's next turn. Lash of Broken Dreams. 3 fates, destroy the 3 most powerful creatures. Hand of Dis. Gateway to Dis. Alright. So that was Procy, Eater of the Acute Foundry. So that was the 3 decks from Keyforge, Call of the Archons, 37 card decks. That we go. So check in for either my previous video that shows off the starter set, and the 2 decks are exclusive to the starter set, which everyone will get if you buy that set. Plus 2 random decks, which are 2 I showed you today. Or check out my next video, which will have 3 random decks from the second series. Alright, check you guys later. Bye.